The Libraries for Development project is a partnership project between the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture through the Namibia Library and Archive Services, as well as the Finnish Library Association. Amongst its aims is to create a sustainable model for ICT access through public libraries. Joining me now for more is Marietta Lahti, who's the project coordinator of Libraries for Development, as well as Ms. Namtenya Hamalwa, the Deputy Director of the Namibia Library and Archives Services. Ladies, a very good morning, and thank you for joining me this morning.
Good morning.
Let's just take it back to 2012 when this project was started. How did it come about, and how did the stakeholders come together?
Maybe I can start with Finnish libraries being regarded as some of the best in the world. And we thought that it would be just fair that we could try to share some of our experiences. And there had been a very good cooperation between the municipality of Windhoek and the city of Vantaa earlier. The results were so promising. There was this library in Greenwell Matongo in the outskirts of Windhoek, and we thought that those services should be spread to other libraries as well. And that's how we got contact with the Ministry of Education, which was very eager to continue the services.
Fantastic. Ms. Hamalwa, when did the Namibia Library and Archive Services get involved in this project?
We have started with the project in 2012, where the partners, that's the Marietta coordinator of the project, have now indicated that they have an interest, to invest in the ICT in libraries, and that's how the project have started. So it was actually a 5-year project from 2012 to 2014 or 15, but then the impact of the project really prompted the project to continue further until this year.
Ms. Lahti, let's just look at the Finnish Library Association. Currently, what are some of its other operations around the world and in Namibia in particular as well?
We have the same project, Libraries for Development, also in Tanzania, and we are sharing experiences. We have had earlier, like with the South Africans when they were in exile, but at the moment this is our development cooperation project.
Ms. Hamalwa, since the implementation of this project, speak to us about the growth and impact it's had in Namibia.
Okay, from 2012, one can really see the statistic of library usage has improved, and it's because of, lots of people really want to use computers at libraries. You have seen that, or you know by now that not everybody have computers at home, let alone access to internet. And libraries are the only, public places where one can go and use computers freely. So the impact is that you have people that will tell you, because we have done 2 evaluations of the project. One was done in 2014, and one is done in 2017, where people will really tell you that it was my first time to use computer, at the library. Yeah. And one person will even tell you that, I got job because of the training that I have received. And some people now can even type their own assignments, because we have, capacitated them to do that. Yeah. And also you will find people who have SMEs, who really improved their businesses because of this training that they have received at the libraries.
Fantastic. Yes. Ms. Lahti, was it implemented in all parts of the country?
Sorry?
Was it implemented in all parts of the country?
Yes. I think it has been in all the regions have participated. Of course, some libraries were still left out because they didn't have the infrastructure for internet. But at the moment, there are more and more libraries coming into it.
How many people? Sorry.
Yeah, but just to be specific, it was piloted in 27 libraries in 9 regions. So we have specific staff members that we have, chosen. It was actually 47 that we thought, we can train these librarians to train others, but we have realized later that we have trained more than 153 librarians countrywide.
Wow.
Yes.
And the further impact of this, how many people would you say have benefited from this project to date?
The public members, we have trained 7,550 public members, and then the library staff member, like I said, we have trained over 153. Yes. So those ones comes from, it depends on, it comes on different groups. We have unemployed youth, we have students, we have SME groups, we have people who just look for health information, and we have farmers. So we had targeted groups that we really wanted to train.
So no one is left out. Eh?
No one is left out.
Ms. Lafty, in terms of bridging the digital divide that exists in Namibia, particularly between the urban and rural areas, how important has this project been?
I think this is very important since libraries have a network that can reach everyone in the country. There's no threshold. You don't need an academic exam to enter, but just everyone can come there. So this is the strength of this, and I think the decision makers should make even more use of the libraries for all sorts of purposes, but especially for this one, digital divide as well.
Fantastic. Ms. Namtenya, I'm hearing a lot of good things that this project has done. Right now, what does the future look like for ICT in libraries?
One would really say that ICT is the future. You know, libraries, as long as we provide printed materials, we need supplementary information, and our people need to use global information, you know, to improve themselves. So one would really say that it's a good initiative to invest in libraries, especially on ICT, because you see lots of people now, you have your mobile wherever you go, you know, you have your computers, you cannot do anything without ICT anymore. We have even lots of databases that we subscribe to in libraries, and without people really knowing how to, you know, access or to use these facilities that we provide, we will end up subscribing to very expensive databases that are not going to be used. So it's really important that, you know, people are capacitated to use, you know, ICT on their own without really relying on a librarian now and then. And you can do it at home, you can do it at the library or wherever you are. So, yes.
Fantastic. Ms. Lafty, if you could give us a rough estimate as to how much money has been invested into this project.
I think it has been about 1 million Namibian dollars on an annual basis. That includes the salary for ICT instructors in here, organizing training, organizing seminars, organizing some study tours. So I think for that money we have got quite a lot of value back.
It was worth investing.
Exactly.
Ms. Namtenya, who else was involved in this project? You know, apart from the stakeholders that I've mentioned, perhaps somebody who's also been a pivotal part in ensuring that this becomes a reality.
We have a full support of the management of the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture. We have our 2 coordinators who are really hands-on, and they keep on, you know, supporting us. We have Prof. Mchombo, for example, who helped us with the evaluation of the project. Right. And then we have the ICT administrators that we hired specifically to make sure that this project is running smoothly. And obviously, the staff members from the piloted libraries really have done a great job to this project.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Ms. Lafty, the program is to end in December this year. Is there any possibility that it may be extended?
Let us say, as we call it, the project is coming to an end of this year. It's only a beginning for a process. We know very well some of the projects are like white elephants. When the donor is going out, then it collapses.
Exactly.
We know for sure that you won't see any white elephants around. These people at the libraries are very committed, and I'm sure that they don't even notice that the project is over, because they are going to continue with the services. And we have already agreed upon that we will continue with the cooperation. Not that we will be pouring in money, but we will keep in contact in various ways. And this is the cooperation that will continue.
Fantastic. Ms. Hamalwa, and of course you'll ensure that this project continues running in Namibia. Great. You are to have a seminar today. Talk to us about that.
Okay, today we will have, we call it end of the project seminar, which will be officiated by the Deputy Minister of Education, Arts and Culture, Ms. Esther Anahi-Pontoka, and our Deputy Permanent Secretary for Lifelong Learning, Arts and Culture will also be there. So the project for today, or the seminar for today, is actually just to share the success stories of the project. We also have to engage our stakeholders just to, you know, inform them on what we have done. And what we'll also be doing is to look at the future. So we will discuss now more the plans. I mean, after this partnership ends, what do we do in future? So that's what we'll be looking at today.
So that is one of the questions that I wanted to ask you as well. Come the end of the project in December, what then?
I will say that, like Marietta has said, this project is just the end of the partnership, but then this project will continue. So library staff members will ensure that ICT training at libraries will be done. We also want to roll out this project to other libraries that are currently not training users on ICT to make sure that all libraries that have facilities are conducting ICT training for our public users.
Ms. Lahti, perhaps you want to add on to today's seminar?
Well, I am. We're going to give a few presentations there, and I hope also that we will have a good discussion with the stakeholders and ensure the continuation of the project. As this money we talked about earlier has been coming from the Ministry for Foreign Affairs, in the future, it will come from the Ministry of Education here in Namibia. And as I said, we are quite convinced that things will continue very well in the future.
Fantastic. Who else is able to attend today's seminar? Is it open to the public?
I would say we have a targeted audience that we have invited. But if there's anybody who is interested, on ICT, in libraries, or anybody even from the Ministry of Information who really would want to partner with the Ministry of Education, they are more than welcome.
Fantastic. It is happening at the National Library. What time specifically?
It's starting at 9 o'clock.
This morning?
This morning, yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, we wish you all the best with the project, and of course we hope to see its continuation in the country. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And probably before we go, I would just like to, on behalf of the Ministry of Education and of the Government of Republic of Namibia, to sincerely thank the Finnish government for investing so much funds on this project, and also for our participants who have used this service that's offered at the library, our librarians, both from head office and the regions, for really taking up this initiative and making sure that this project has been successful, or it has been implemented successfully.
Indeed. So,
Yes.
Ms. Lahti, thank you very much to you and your government. All right, fantastic.
Thank you.
That was Ms. Marietta Lahti, who is the project coordinator of the Libraries for Development project, as well as Ms. Namtenya Hamalwa, who is the deputy director of the Namibia Library and Archive Services. Of course, they were speaking to us about the project, which ends in December this year. And from what I've been hearing is they've been doing exceptional work. And of course, we hope to see that this project continues to operate here in the country. We continue right after this, and we look at the weather forecast, as we've been experiencing some cloudy and rainfall for the past couple of days. So stay tuned.